is Anjali, and today we are going to do how to take arrays of structures. So we have done how can we define a structure, then we did how can we pass structure variables to functions, and in this video we are going to do how can we take array of structures. Now let's say I have defined a structure named student, which is having roll number, name and marks as its data members. As per this definition, my one structure variable is going to have 24 bytes of memory, 20 for name, 2 for roll number, 2 for marks. So one student will occupy 24 bytes. But I mean that I should be able to store multiple students. For that, you don't have to declare like student A, B, C, D and all. If I want 5 students, I can have an array of structures similarly as I used to have an array of integer or float. So I just need to declare student A5 that declares an array A which can store details of 5 students. And obviously loops are going to help us over here to process these array elements. So I have taken I for running my loop. Now if I have to ask the user the details of these 5 students, I should take a loop which should start from 0, go up to less than 5, and over here I can ask the user to enter roll number, name and marks. If you want to print the student number, you can do that as well. Of student, to get the student number, I need to print the value of I, but since we are starting I should print I plus 1, so that when I is 0, it should print 1, when I is 1, it should print 2 and so on. Now the values I have to input in AI dot roll number, then I have to get the name in AI dot name, and then I have to get the marks in AI dot marks. So this is how we get the values. Now how is it going to work? When I is 0, it will show enter roll number, name and marks of student 1, and the values will be stored at position 0. So I'll get the value at A0 dot roll number, A0 dot name, A0 dot marks. Next time when I becomes 1, the same values will be entered for the second student but at position 1. So I'll get the values at A1 dot roll number, A1 dot name, A1 dot marks. Then for A2, then for A3 and for A4. Now I want to print the same details. So I just want to print the details. So entered details are. Okay, so we want to print the enter details. If you want to print in the tabular form, I can print like this, that I write here roll number, then I leave some space and I write name, then I write marks. And I want that it should come in the tabular form below. So we take the loop now because we don't have one student, we have an array of students. So either you have 5, 10, 50, as many students, you have to put your loop accordingly. And what I need to print over here is, it should print AI roll number, then there should be a tab given in between. Tab will leave 8 blank spaces. Then I want the name to be printed, and after that I want marks to be printed. Although this type of printing will not give a very well formatted rows, but still it will print somehow in the tabular form. For better formatted output, we will be using set W when we will do input output manipulators. But for the time being, I'm printing it this way. So this is it. I have just printed whatever information we entered from the user. So if I run this code, it asks me for the roll number, for the name and marks of first student. Then I enter for the second. So I enter the details, then I enter next, students details, then I enter more, and the marks, and then for the fifth student, and it shows us the result in the tabular form. So we get it displayed. So this is how we take an array of a structure. So here we have taken an array of students. It can be any structure if you want multiple complex numbers, if you want multiple employees, anything. So whatever is the structure is, we just declare an array like this as we do normally, and we can always input it or print it with the help of a loop. So that's how basic array of structure can be processed. Now in the last video we did that we can pass structure variables as argument to the functions. What if you have to pass the complete array to a function? We can do that as well. Let's say I want to sort these students as per their marks. I want to arrange the students as per their marks in decreasing order. That means the one who has scored the highest should be on the top, and then less than that, and so on. So for this, I have declared this function where I'm not returning anything. Sort is name of the function. Student square bracket indicates that what we are passing is not a single variable of student, it's an array of student. And this int is to specify the number of students we have. Now here we have entered the details. Now over here, I'm not going to print the details as it is. Rather, after input, I'm going to call the function sort, and in sort we are going to pass a and 5. A is name of the array and 5 is your number of students in this example. Now when we have to define the function, I have to receive the array. Let's say I receive it in S, then I receive the number of students in N. And the logic of sorting is going to be same as we have discussed earlier: selection sort, bubble sort, and all. You can apply any type of sorting you want, but the temporary variable using which we swap should not be an integer here, it should be a temp. Sorry, it should be a student. So the temporary variable should be of type student, because for swapping two students, you need to take another variable of type student only, which should store its values for the temporary time. And I'm applying selection sort over here. So the loops goes like this, and we are sorting as per the marks, so I'm supposed to compare the marks here. So I'll check if si dot marks. Since we are checking for decreasing order, so my condition should be less than. So si dot marks less than sj dot marks, then the higher value should come up. So we should swap, so we should put the complete detail of the student. I don't have to swap only the marks, I have to swap the complete student record. That's why whatever is there at SI, the complete detail of the student goes to temp. Then the complete details of student at SJ goes to SI, and temp goes to SJ. Thus our two students records are swapped. And as we know that whatever changes you make in the array are reflected back automatically, so you don't need any reference out here. So this is the code for the sorting. Now let's execute this. So if I run this code, I need to enter the values 45, marks are 89, 23, then I enter some marks, then I enter marks here, and let's say this is the roll number, and I enter marks here. So when we show, you can see we've got the result in decreasing order of marks. So we have got the highest marks on the top, then lesser than that, and so on till the least marks we have. So this code shows how to pass an array to a function. So this is how an array of structures can be passed to a function, and this is how we use arrays of structures. I hope the code is clear, how it works. In case of any doubts regarding the code, you can write in the comment section below. If you like the video, please click the like button and do subscribe the channel.